Hey everyone, welcome back to another one of my LEGO Moc showcase videos. Today I will be discussing and also showing you all my latest Moc based off of the Clone Wars. Now, without further ado, let's dive in. I want to start this video off by showing the main section of the Moc, being the battle itself. Now, it's split into multiple sections, as you can probably see if I just move the camera around slightly. And yeah, we're gonna discuss each section, and just so you have a rough idea of what they represent, and yeah, let's do that. So the battle is basically the separatists have come in and taken this city hostage and such, and they've just launched a massive surprise invasion on this city in the Outer Rim. And yes, this is based off of the end of the Clone Wars, so like Revenge of the Sith times. And yeah, the separatist force itself on the ground isn't that huge, but there's a lot of droids to fight against, and they're putting up a good fight against the clones. But the droids have already met their match with the hands of the ATTE, as you can see here. And yeah, there's just a massive fight going on between them. And we've also got a spider droid, we've got a few super battle droids, we've got some staps either side of the MT2, and we've also got a commando droid, which is one of four that are scattered about the build. And yeah, on the Republic side, we've got some generic Phase 2 clones. We've got an Akbar trooper who has unfortunately died, and they're being led by the man, the myth, the legend, Jedi Bob. Now, right next to the main section, we've got this little landing zone where a gunship has dropped off some Coruscant Guard troopers, and they are being attacked by droidicas, super battle droids, and another one of those commando droids, and as well as some insurrectionists. We got a Mandalorian, we got one of Jabba the Hutt's goons, we've got this guy who has died, and another one of those Mandalorians. We've got a crushed dwarf spider droid in the back, and some droid parts scattered throughout. And backing up those troops are, well, droids, is AA2, yeah. I'll probably leave a note in the corner if I've got the name wrong. So, and they're being led by Kevin Beck, who features in The Mandalorian, and piloting the gunship is a Phase 2 pilot and a Phase 2 gunner or technician from the ATTE set. And got a pretty basic setup inside the gunship. We've got a boombox, we've got a weapon rack, and we've got this guy, if I just move the camera around slightly, who is trying to help out his brothers by shooting some battle droids. Now, you may have noticed the holograms that you can see some of the troopers holding, and yes, that is the infamous Order 66 command sent by Palpatine, which I'll get onto in a minute. Now, towards the back of the battle, we've got this little FOB, Forward Operating Base, which features several regions of clones. We've got the 322nd, we've got Ahsoka's clone troopers, which aren't being led by Ahsoka, but by this Quarren Jedi Master. And we've also got a Wookiee Jedi. And we've also got a Jubax from Tatooine. We've also got a ATRT Walker. We've got one of those command posts, and yeah, basically the scene, what's happening here is that Order 66 has been issued, and both the Quarren Jedi Master and the Wookiee Jedi are basically fighting off against their regions, even though these aren't, but they may have similar paint jobs, but in my headcanon, especially for this build, they're of different regions. So, and down here we've just got a wounded clone trooper who is being assisted by an officer, and this protocol droid is trying to tell this officer what the hell is going on. And we've got this astromech who is trying to escape the fire. And yeah, so this guy has just been flung. They're trying to take down this Jedi because, you know, it's Order 66. This guy has just received the order and is about to kill his master. And over here we've got one of those weak way pirates, but I've turned him into a Jedi and he's about to get killed. And this guy is probably going to burn him, but I'll just leave that there. So that's that section. Now I have some things inside of the ATTU which just adds to what I want this mock to be about. So we've got more of those 332nd troopers in here, and basically receiving the order, the second officer has this guy is telling him what the hell's going on, and this guy's just manning the guns, which, you know, is a pretty alright job. And if you lift up the main cannon here, you can see that I have left a mini kit in here, and yes, that is a reference to the Lego games, and I keep using mini kits in my Mocs because, you know, I grew up on those games and they're just a lot of fun. Now moving to the side here, we've got a crashed vulture droid right next to an insurrectionist camp which has been cleared out. The clones are offering support to hostages, and yeah, there's a droid here as well. There's a training piece from one of the Ninjago movie sets. There's a crate, there's some droid parts, there's a hollow chest table, and this guy is just stabbing a droid and then shooting one in the head, which is a pretty cool pose, I suppose. And moving over here, we've got one of the anti-air guns, and so this guy's trying to shoot down any Republic ships that come into the airspace. And we've basically got this region who is firing off some droids and some insurrectionists, and unfortunately for this guy, Order 66 has, or is about to be issued, and he's about to meet his end. And we've got another one of those commando droids, and we've got a Kedonomoidian gunner from the 2013 Vulture Droid set who has just killed a clone, which is unfortunate. Now, moving over here to the main, well, not the main bit, but towards the back, towards this section, which we'll go on to in a minute, is the command area, but this time it's for the droids. So, as you can see, we've got our 4th commando droid here. We've got a droid pirate who's just standing there, just chilling. We've got a Ugnaught and his droid who are helping to make more droids. Now, I was planning on making a droid factory mock, but this is kind of what remains of that idea. And we've got some clones who have been taken prisoner. This one's got one of those officer hats on, which is a reference to the Clone Wars and that clone bar that they go to. And yeah, we just got some generic clones who have been captured by the droids. Now, next to this conveyor belt, obviously we've got some droid parts on it. If you pick up this guy, you've got another one of those Lego Dimension keystones. Now, funnily enough, this was the exact same keystone that I featured in my Tatooine mock last year, which is nice. And also, it could be the backstory as to how it ended up in Tatooine. So, yeah, that's interesting. Now, towards the exit of the base, we've got this droid from, well, robot from the Nexo wave, who is basically taking some Republic cargo that he stole and trying to take it to a safe location. This super battle droid's just guarding the elevator door. These droids are just guarding the entrance, and yeah, that is the battle. As you can see, I've got some foliage around, got some rocks using cheese ropes, and all in all, I like the way it works, admittedly. And it's always nice to use those tree pieces again, especially in a build like this. Now moving on to the backdrop of the battle, we've got the micro scale city, or midi scale city, which is actually the main reason as to why I wanted to make a mock like this, because if you've been around since my first mock video, then you know that I enjoy making Lego cities, and I do have one in the back, well, in the background of where I'm recording right now, and yeah, I've featured that in some of my shorts, and it's just another one with like Marvel modulars which I have going on in the background, and I don't know if I should make a video on that soon, but if you want me to make a full video where I just discuss my Lego City layout, then I'll be happy to I'll happily make that video. So yeah, so this city is obviously under siege by the separatists, and basically the Republic have been deployed to deal with this threat. So we got a Hailfire droid, we got some crashed separatist vehicles, we got a tank, we got a ship, we got a crashed Naboo N1 starfighter, which is rather unfortunate since I'm a fan of those ships. We've got a gunship, we've got a bomber, we've got a Jedi interceptor, which I can only assume it's about to get shot down because Order 66 is about to happen. We've got a transport, we've got a shuttle with some high-ranking members of society just chilling, waiting to be evacuated. And we've got some micro-scale buildings. We've got, this one's been destroyed by a crashed Republic ship. We've got this tower with some like screens on it to like represent like what's happening in the galaxy with like the news and whatnot. We've got this generic building. We've got this tower which links up to this section, which we'll get onto in a minute. And yeah, it's just absolute carnage down here. The bridge has been destroyed, so the transport can't cross. And yeah, I like the way that this has turned out. I'm still experimenting with the idea, of course, and yeah, I just think it's great. I haven't really done micro scale before. Well, I have, but not on a large scale. And these studs here represent people, and also, yeah, they just represent people and figures. So this is pretty similar to put together. All I did was just stack two studs on top of each other, and yeah, I think it's the same technique that they use for the midi scale ships that are currently on sale right now, which I think is pretty cool. Obviously, we've got some more details here and there, and now we've got the main section of. Now, the main section of the city is basically a square, if you want to call it that. It's split into two different sections. This is obviously where the lower end of society live, and this is where the upper class live. So you've got a nice park there, and we've also got some more of those micro figures that we got going on. They're basically trying to flee, they're trying to escape, and yeah, so the building here, that's a cantina, that's a generic office building, that's also an office building, or it just depends on what you think these buildings are. So these are either office buildings or just living areas. We've got a train station up here, or just a transport station, and we've also got the main bit of the station, because this is a pretty huge building. We've got a ship over here, and moving on to this bit, we've got a high-ranking building where like the city government and also the Republic go to. We've got this communications building. We've got the park, as mentioned, which features some like trees and some foliage, and also a statue in the middle. We've got a we've got a Jedi shuttle and some Jedi trying to help out civilians and like make them like get to a safer area so they don't die. And we've got speeder here as well. We've got some detail on the walls, and yeah, that's the city section. And up here, this is the like main bit. We've got the invisible hand, or just a separatist dreadnought. We got an acclimator. Now I know we're getting a it's rumoured anyway, but we're supposed to be getting a midi-scale Venator in January. So if this Moc is able to stick around until then hopefully I'll be able to replace the Acclimator anyway with the Venator, because I've always wanted to know what that looks like in midi-scale, and it'll be nice to see how that works out. Now, we've got a light cruiser, we've got some supporting ships, just a generic Republic cruiser, and also another Republic cruiser. And I don't know if I should keep these ships, as they're not exactly Republic, but I've used them for now, and they're only temporary, so I'll see if I want to remove them or keep them. So yeah, and with that being said, that is the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed, and it's obviously been a while since I've made one of my Moc showcase videos. So yeah, and also if you have any ideas for, so let me just move that. If you have any ideas for what I should include, or potentially what I should build after I'm done with this Moc, then please let me know. And yeah, have a good rest of your day, everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.